Well, we welcome TikTok star and literary agent Betsy Lerner. Morning to you, Betsy. What made you want to revisit those dusty old diaries and things that you were telling yourself back in your 20s?
Well, as a writer and a literary agent, I was very curious about Book Talk, which is a section of TikTok where all the readers come and talk about books. So I got into TikTok that way, and then I thought, how could I get involved? What might I do? And it occurred to me, maybe people will relate to my, to the diaries I kept all throughout my 20s.
It's extraordinary, and there's been a constant stream of comments from kids in their 20s who identify with those stories you've talked about. Talk us through the reactions you've heard and seen.
So many of the kids relate to my posts. It's been incredibly heartwarming to see that even with a distance of over 40 years, I'm 65, that the rites of passage, learning how to love, finding work, purpose, meaning, they're still the same, even though the world has changed so much.
You write about being lonely, looking for love, for friendship, trying to figure out who you were or who you are. I think it's fascinating to then bring people in. This is why part of why it's had such resonance, because everyone else says, oh, I feel like that too.
Exactly. I mean, we are so driven in our culture by success and fame and celebrity and beauty. But the fact is most of us are just, especially when we're young, just trying to figure out who we are. And I think keeping a diary, writing your diary is just one of the best ways to commune with your soul and figure yourself out.
For those watching today who might be feeling a bit disillusioned and lost, what's your advice to them, Betsy?
My number one piece of advice to all the kids who are struggling is prioritize your mental health, whether that means seeing a therapist, whether that means possibly getting medication, reaching out, do not isolate, even though, of course, writing a diary is a solitary activity, but that's the most important thing.
Betsy, I don't know whether you could hear then, but we asked a group of us around the office what we would tell our younger selves. And as you said, so many said just to be in the moment more, not to think ahead so much, to enjoy things more. What would you tell your younger self?
Those clips were fantastic. That was all fantastic advice, especially not to wear cheap shoes. I love that. For me, nobody could have told me to lighten up. I was a half glass full kind of girl. I was sad, I was lonely. I wasn't really going to believe any adult. But the fact is the only thing that you really get with age is perspective. And when you're young, you have to go through it. So I say to kids, just be brave, hang in, I'm rooting for you, keep a diary. It really helps with perspective and a place to vent and to not feel so alone and to sort of stay with yourself and commune with your soul.
Such good advice, Betsy.
Yeah, thank you so much, Betsy. What a beautiful thing that you're doing for so many people, sharing your inner thoughts. And Betsy's new book, Shred Sisters, goes on sale in October. Thank you,
Thanks,
Betsy.
Thank you so much.